Hip Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I would like to encourage everyone on my Facebook friends list, everyone in my social groups, and all of my listeners from around the globe. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube page, and share this audio podcast on all social media sites you are on, such as Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Ladies and gentlemen, this audio podcast is available in two forms, as an audio and also as a written text in order for us to reach our audience. I am the founder and president of the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium page so that you can look over my sources. I provide my Medium page in the comment section below this audio podcast. For those of you who don't know me, get to know me by purchasing and reading my story. So I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to share my screen so that way um, you all will know where my information is at. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, I I provide my Amazon author page in the comment section below this audio podcast. Just go there. You'll see the link. You just click on there, and this image is going to pop up. Please purchase my revised book. Read my story for yourself. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, then make arrangements with me to come on this platform so we can talk about it and encourage others to get involved. Again, I'm just one Black man with a vision and a plan. It takes a team to make a dream work. So, this book is available in two forms as an ebook, as you can see um, on your right hand side of the screen. Let's see, with my cursor right here, that's the Kindle for $9.99. And the paperback is $15 plus shipping and handling. Okay. So I want people to read my story. Also, put me on blast. You know what I'm saying? That means share my like this audio podcast with all your Facebook friends and any other social media sites that you are on. That's going to help get the ball rolling. Again, I've been pushing this for the past 33 years. It's very tiresome. Um, I don't like what I'm going through, but this is something that's needed. So, um, this is the best that I can do. All I have is this, my revised book. I'm going to show you all my virtual store. So that way, you can consider, buying items from that. And um, I'm going to show you our GoFundMe page. Okay. All right. So let me get out of here. Uh, just bear with me. Um, see. Now I'm going to share our GoFundMe page. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it right here. And this is how we're going to measure our progress. For the rest of this year, we're going to be using this. Um, it's my hope that I can encourage everyone that's listening that you all would donate what you can. Our goal is to reach that 250,000. Once we're able to do that, then we'll be able to go ahead and make this film project. Um, and again, you know, this is all I have left. I mean, this is the only way that I'm going to be able to generate that capital that I need so I can hire qualified Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants within the United States of America that's going to work with me to turn my vision into a reality. Because over here, we're not just sitting up here just running off at the mouth. We're trying to do something, and it takes capital. Um, I don't sell dope. I'm not a drug dealer at all. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I use my brains and I sell ideas. And some people are afraid of ideas. But hey, it's to each his own. I, I am about trying to create the best African American business within the United States. So help me God. But I can't do this alone. I need my African immigrants on board, and I need like minded Black Americans on board. Bottom line. That's how come I do these weekly audio podcasts until I'm able to achieve my goal. I want to do more than news and social commentary, but this is where I'm at right now. Okay. And so now I'm going to share the my virtual store. So just bear with me as I get ready to pull that up. Don't mind learning new things. This is my first time, doing this screen sharing. But I'm just determined, that's all. I'm determined to get our message out there loud and clear. Okay. And so here's the our, oh, I'm sorry. This is our PayPal given fund page. So if you're a US citizen, I recommend that you use this one. So that way you can use this as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 faith-based community advocacy organization. And with the PayPal Given Fund, it's only limited to $10,000, but hey, at least we have it out here as another option for people that want to donate. That's a U.S. citizen that want to use it as a tax write-off. So I'm giving you all that option. And now I'm finna pull up our virtual store. So bear with me. And again, you can find all those links in the comment section below this audio podcast on my YouTube page because that's where I'm upload everything. Trying to open up our virtual store. Having a little technical difficulties right now with that. All right, we got that. It's up and all right, ladies and gentlemen. So this is our virtual store. And again, you can find that in the comment section below this audio podcast. Again, in the comment section. So I'm scrolling down. And so, yes, so these are the different things that trying to sell in order to help. We're doing this in order to help fund this film project. So, again, all I have is my revised book, my virtual store, which is this right here, and now the film project, which is we're trying to raise funds on our GoFundMe page as well as on our PayPal Giving Fund page. So you have those options. Please support me so that way I can do my job. The sooner we able to get this thing popping here in Chicago, I can turn the business over and take it over to expand it over to the African continent, starting in South Africa. That's the goal. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to get into my presentation, so just bear with me. Yes, my presentations be kind of long sometimes, but hey, this is real. This is real issues that's out here. Things that's affecting the African American community. And so over here, we want to do something about it, not just sit up here and complain, you know. Um, so let me see where we're gonna begin. So again, like our GoFundMe page is up and running, and yet no donations. My revised book has been on Amazon for 13 years now and still barely selling. Items on my virtual store are barely selling as well. What does that tell us? Truth be told, it tells us that Black America does not want a solution. Bottom line, that's what it says. I'm going to send a challenge out to everyone that's listening to this audio podcast. I need all hands on deck to support our film project so that we can move beyond cyberspace and get our story on the big screen to let the Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people who are trapped in American ghettos, starting in Chicago. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotions, clearance, legal, and general expenses. Our aim is to raise $250,000. We are using crowdfunding so that everybody will know exactly where the money will be going. I use this platform in order to interact with everyone on my friends list, everyone that's a business owner, anyone that has small ministries, and people that have special talents, such as musicians, authors, poets. I try to give you all an opportunity to share your talents to my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channels, and also how to create a free website for their business or ministries. I also help them find college grants and scholarships, as well as legal services, all for free. Upcoming events on Friday, February 7th, we we will have guest speaker Pastor Ruth from Zambia. Saturday, February 8th, we will have guest speaker Pastor Robert from Kenya. Thursday, February 13th, we will have Minister Ruth Queen from Kenya. And Friday, February 28th, we will have guest speaker Minister Pauline Lee from Ohio. Please mark your calendar for our monthly virtual interactive conference, Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. Theme: How the Civil Rights Movement Was Hijacked by the White Supremacist Financial Elites. Where? YouTube/StreamYard. Time: 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 9 p.m. West African Time, 10 p.m. South African Time, 11 p.m. East African Time, and 9 p.m. UK Time. Instructions on how to participate on our monthly virtual interactive conference. If you would like to be on the panel, then just send me your email address to my backup Facebook page through Facebook Messenger. I will email you the audio podcast. Let me know when you are finished listening to the presentation. Then I will email you the link to get on the show. Once I finish my presentation, then I will open up the show for Q&A, which is called Side B. Side A is when I, do my presentation. I prefer to see you on camera first before you come on the show to avoid trolls. Title of this presentation, quote, How to Survive in America Without DEI, and How Does the Civil Rights Rollbacks Threaten Black America? Today's episode, we're going to talk about the rollback of DEI programs and civil rights protections. What does this mean for our community, our livelihood, and our future? DEI means diversity, equity, and inclusion. It was meant to open doors for Black Americans in the workplace, schools, and government. DEI programs were meant to promote the fair treatment and full participation of all people, particularly groups who have historically been unrepresented or subject to set discrimination on the basis of identity or disability. Now, those doors are being closed. It's time to ask the tough questions. How will this rollback impact Black wealth, Black opportunity, and the fight for equality? What we're doing on this platform is we're offering solutions to like minded Black Americans, even though Black Americans didn't really benefit from DEI. What is DEI? Black people are crying about DEI being canceled at the federal level. But, family, we didn't benefit from it, and I can prove it. Whenever we hear the term DEI or affirmative action, we assume that we are the beneficiaries. The number one recipient of DEI is white women, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. Under the minority group, Asians, Latinos, LGBT, Native Americans, people with disabilities, and of course, Black people. You can do a Google search and you will see the primary benefactors of DEI. Family, this is why it is important that you become a GERCAM member so that together we can build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago together. It's very important. That's why I've been pushing this for the past 33 years because children are in trouble. Black parents, I know you probably don't understand where I'm coming from, but you're going to feel it. And I'm not here to, put down the Black family because if I didn't care about Black people, I would have left this stuff alone years ago. It's very important that we get this thing popping so we can make that alliance with Africans. But we want to connect with the Africans that's already here in the country. That's how come I'm reaching out to African immigrants, law-abiding African immigrants, that is. In our business, we will focus on giving you real world experience so that you can be prepared and compete against these other groups and businesses. According to the Willie Lynch letter, the white supremacist financial elites want Black Americans to be dependent on them. Um, you're never going to be empowered to leave the United States of America and go build somewhere else if you have a slave mentality. But that slave mentality is say, oh, just stay here, keep fighting, marching and protesting. I mean, my goodness, we have been marching and protesting for the past 60 years and still power that be or descendants of slave owners refuse to meet our demands, such as economic tangibles in the form of cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves slash freedmen. In Chicago, Chicago, we will promote Black economic empowerment and we will produce more Black entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs. We will produce more Black artists and African artists. Black Americans are making millions of dollars for non-Black owned businesses because many of them are too afraid to go out and start their own Black business. I am just trying to find and connect with like-minded, brave, and smart Black Americans, like-minded, brave, and smart African immigrants within the United States of America who will work with me in building this business from the ground up, starting in Chicago. For 33 years, I've been standing on business. We still have a little time left to get Chicago, Chicago up and running so that I can expand this business to the African continent. Again, I'm not getting pushback from white America. I'm getting pushback from Black America. It is what it is. Being an entrepreneur is one thing, but in order to be a good entrepreneur, you have to be sure your paperwork is in order. As Black Americans, we're up against a group of people that are on hold to be against us. This is why we have to separate ourselves from the enemy within. Um, that's off code Negroes, con artists, urban terrorists, degenerates, pedophiles, hardened criminals. We have to push ourselves away from those people. In Chicago, Chicago, we will offer vocational training in such fields as auto repair, barbering, coding, cosmetology, trucking, real estate, and blockchain technology, as well as offer associate degrees. Those in the business, we will travel outside of the country to expand the business to 10 African nations based on the African immigrants in America that's going to work with us. It's my hope that I can get African immigrants from 10 African nations to be on board. But, you know, it is what it is. Whoever come forward that we'll work with, so be it. It is a win-win for Black Americans. First, we will create Black jobs and African jobs for our members and students. With the help of Gurkhaim members, we could turn Gurkhaim Chicago into a multi-million-dollar international business. Dave Ramsey said, quote, your income is your greatest wealth building tool, unquote. So, what we're going to do is I just want to show you a little video clip. I hope I can be able to hurry up and pull that up. So just bear with me again. This is my first time doing, this screen sharing and stuff because unfortunately, I think a lot of people that listen to this platform, you all are not going to my Medium transcript. That's where I have my actual speech. That's where I actually have everything as it pertains to my sources. Because I back up everything I say, I come with receipts. But hey, if you don't look at that, then I have to do this little extra work. I mean, I already wrote out my speech and everything, but my goodness, it is what it is. I don't mind teaching people, but like right now, I'm having some issues trying to pull up um my transcript as it pertains to looking at this video clip. Sometimes this stuff get discouraging, but hey, somebody got to do it. Nah, again, I just want to make sure that before I leave this world, I make this world a better place for Black people. Have salute, have smart people that's going to help run this business. Make sure that they don't have to go experience the foolishness that I had to go through, all because you know I was born into a dysfunctional family. Not knocking my family, it is what it is. A lot of Black Americans have family members that's full of Willie Lynch because, that was because of that slave stuff. Now, unfortunately, I am unable to pull up this thing. That's that's unfortunate. And so, for the sake of time, I'm just going to have to leave it alone. Like I say, I mean, I'm just trying my best to get my information out there. So if you want to watch the videos that I was going to play, you just go to my Medium transcript. It's going to be in the comment section. Click on that link, scroll down to show and prove, and just look under, yeah, just stick with show and prove. But if you want to get more I would say if you want to learn more about, these type of topics about Black issues and things like that, and what's currently going on in our society, then I say look at all those videos that I have on there, all of them. Um, Now, according to Black Enterprise, it shows that Black people only comprise of 4% of DEI positions in the workplace. Why are Black Americans complaining? The George Floyd protests across the U.S. Um, back in 2020, companies made announcements after announcements that they would invest in diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, offering often using the position of chief diversity officer to direct these efforts, according to a report from the career site Zappa. These positions, only 4% of the roles were occupied by Black people in 2023. The pledges many companies issued post George Floyd were not followed through. I always said that it is so easy to make public statements and commitments because no one will be held accountable. A lot of Black Americans in diversity, equity, and inclusion initiative roles make experts in the field suspicious that those positions were created for a public relations boost, if nothing else. Why did diversity programs fail in 2016? It said these companies do not use data. It said which showed that the impact of biases or sensitivity training often does not last beyond a day or two and can also inspire negative feelings toward company instituted mandatory diversity training for managers. The percentage of Black, Latina, and women managers dropped by 9%. Asian managers failed by 5%. So the article said, in short, that diversity training don't work or don't achieve results. Essentially, if directed for the company's program is misguided, diversity numbers would be stagnant. If you never remember anything else when it comes to jobs and companies, hiring is intentional. The culture of the company that you see there is intentional. If you don't see a lot of Black Americans working there, that's intentional. I'm not going to fight for any programs that don't benefit my people or CACAM members. We just want a fair share in it. That's it. We don't want to sit up here and eat crumbs, whereas everybody else is eating two and three slices of the pie. The only way you will never have to worry about DEI is for us to create our own jobs, just like our ancestors did during Jim Crow. 76.1% of white women, okay, are white, then Hispanic 5.8%, Asian 7.7%, unknown 3.9%, and Black 3.8%. Remember, George Floyd to get all these DEI jobs, yet Black people only receive 3.8% of the chief diversity office. DEI is the mixture of affirmative action that we never benefited from. They know these numbers more than anybody else. Knows So since they know these numbers, these people are not dumb. Why would they make Black Americans as the face of DEI? When you understand the culture of white supremacy, how they move, what galvanized them to get together on anything, they are not going to galvanize together to attack the white woman. They were galvanized to attack DAS, descendants of American slaves. Once again, taking away DEI hurts white women. White women have been getting a lot more advancements in America society because she's getting these corporate jobs. When it comes to them fighting against abortion, that was about their women going to Planned Parenthood and getting rid of um, their unborn child. This is why the birth rate are low in white America. This abortion has nothing to do with Black America. White women have benefited more off of these programs than our grandparents who have fought and died for. Black Americans can't benefit if we only get 3% of the benefit a year. They want to make Black Americans the face of DEI in order to get these programs. I have watched several videos on TikTok and YouTube about white women crying about they lost their diversity, equity, and inclusion jobs as soon as Trump was reelected to the White House. The DEI situation, ladies and gentlemen, is not about us. It's about white men putting their women back in their place. These Republicans are trying to pull their women back because she is gotten too rebellious. Let's let them fight. That's not our problem. Also, let these other groups fight their own battles. We have done enough. It's time for us as Black people to focus on fixing our own communities and stop worrying about other people's business because our house is on fire. And that's what I'm all about. That's why I said the solution for Black America. Again, my book has been out for 13 years. You know, I predicted the immigrant crisis in in America and specifically in Chicago. But black Chicagoans didn't want to hear what I had to say, and they overlooked and took me for joke. And so, you know, it came to pass. And the Trump administration is not going to be able to get rid of all those illegal immigrants because a lot of them are going to lay low and, you know, their family members that's here legitimately, they're going to cover for them. And I said that because they own code with each other. But Black Americans, since we have that slave mentality, and again, why I have been pushing this business for the past 33 years and still on first base, it tells you something. That's not cool at all. It's frustrating. I want to make sure our youth don't have to go through what I went through. And I'm going to keep spreading my message loud and clear until I'm able to get this film project fully funded and made and be able to move from behind the computer. These other groups only care about their community and their well being. So can we. I added a video to my Medium transcript about a sister who talked about these other groups asking, where are Black people? And again, you can find that in the comment section below this audio podcast because I'm unable to pull it up. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about that. If you do the research about states' rights, states, it was always used to circumvent the federal government so they can continue anti-Black racist policies and laws against descendants of American slaves slash freemen. That's what state rights were all about. Now, of course, the white supremacist financial elites will say that's not the case. They wanted a smaller government. Once again, they want to whitewash our history. For example, when I wrote in my revised book about Reconstruction, the white supremacist financial elites couldn't implement Jim Crow in the beginning because of the federal troops were protecting DAS, descendants of American slaves, until the Great Compromise, which gave rise to state rights, which allowed them to impose Jim Crow laws after federal troops handed the South back to the former slave owners. So states' rights have always been rooted in anti-Black racism. So when they say we gotta defend states' rights, understand that's really a right to disenfranchise DAS, descendants of American slaves. Once you have a federal law that then it's codified in all 50 states. Some people are complaining that Trump is creating all these executive orders. Why would someone want to hang on to an executive order? You should have that codified in law, like the Equal Opportunity Employment Act. We have the Civil Rights Act, Title 7. That's not going anywhere. What I'm saying is that you want things codified in law, federal law. That was it has to be obeyed in all 50 states. When we talk about reparation, we need it to be at the federal level, not at the state level. Let me be very clear before we start this conversation. It's not about the orange man or any one politician. This is about policies, systems, and how things change will impact Black Americans moving forward. Those of us from the that attended college in the 90s and universities have dealt with such programs as affirmative actions and now DEI programs that our grandparents fought and died for in this country. We all know these things were coming because it was talked about. We want to hear from you, family. Tell us what your thoughts about this topic. Leave a public comment in the comment section below this audio podcast. And if you want to come on the show, just, make arrangement with me so we can talk about that. According to a video clip on TikTok from ABC News, President Trump has signed an executive order for all federal DEI employees to be put on paid leave. He wants to return America back to a merit-based society where people are hired based on their skills and not the color of their skin. To watch the full video, just go to my Medium transcript below in the comment section below this audio podcast and click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. It's not just going to affect the African American community, but other communities as well who benefit from DEI. 50% of white Americans voted for Donald Trump. 68% of white women voted for him. White women benefit from DEI in those executive positions. How how does rolling back civil rights protection and housing and voting and employment hurt our community? As long as Black Americans continue to allow the slave mentality to be passed down to the next generation, then our children will continue to suffer. Again, I have been doing my best for the past 33 years, trying to connect with other like minded Black Americans. Only a handful of people I came across, accepted my message. I wish that I could connect with more people like Sister Renee. That would make my job much easier, but it is what it is. Black Americans were legally segregated, denied jobs, housing, and right to vote under the, under the Civil Rights Act. That all changed. Bottom line, the Black grassroots have to do for ourselves, just like our grandparents did during the Civil Rights era and during Jim Crow. The median wealth of Black families is $24,100 compared to white families of $188,200, according to the Federal Reserve 2023. A few Black Americans are talking about building their own business. 8% of Fortune 500 CEO are Black. This is why we need to build Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna get a lot worse for our children because all of these other groups coming over here don't care about our history. They come over here to get the bag. Meanwhile, those in power are slashing our civil rights protection and roll back all the gains our grandparents fought and died for in such uh, areas as housing, voting, and discrimination laws, disproportionately impacting Black families who face higher rates of eviction and foreclosure and the workplace disparities. African immigrants we need your help so that we can speed up the process and expand the business to the African continent. DEI programs account for 25% increase in Black business contracts. Now, this could decline without these initiatives, and that is the point. What is Black America going to do to turn this around? I believe we need to prepare our children. I'm trying to build Good Cloud Chicago with the help of GRKM members so that we can create a safe environment for them where they can network with other GRKM members from across the United States and around the globe. We can create opportunities in the area of education, business, technology, and Black empowerment films. The power that be are going to pass down their hate to their children about Black Americans. It's on us to make sure that our children are prepared and that they have Black institutions to serve them. We are re- resilient. We know how to turn a dollar into $4. I believe that we are going to rise to the occasion. We have to have we have to have these kind of conversation with our children. We need to be passing the knowledge and wisdom to our children, putting them on game. We need to buy real estate. That's the wealth number one wealth builder in America. For example, in 1863, the power that be gave white Americans millions of acres of land, or I can say, um, white Europeans, millions of land for free, which was called the Homestead Act. That's one way white Americans were able to build their wealth as well as through American slavery. The fight for equality and inclusion is not over. We can't let these rollbacks define our future. We have the power to build our own Black institutions, create our own opportunities, and protect what we work so hard to achieve. Black wealth is much more than money, it's about ownership and legacy. So we want to say thank you for joining us today. Let's stay informed, let's stay connected, and let's stay ready to support one another in the face of these challenges. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Put me on blast by telling all your friends and family to listen to our content on our YouTube page. I'm going to send a challenge out to everybody that's listening to this audio podcast. I need all hands on deck to support our film project so that we can move beyond cyberspace and get our story on the big screen to let the Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people that are trapped in American ghettos starting in Chicago. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins, unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal um, giving fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. I would like to thank Everyone who have contributed or will contribute to support our film project on our GoFundMe page, or if you are a U.S. citizen, then you can use our PayPal Giving Fund page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based and community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. Ebook is $9.99 and the paperback is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this audio podcast in the comments section. Thank you all for listening um, to our YouTube live or the playback. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast on Spotify. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues. We do this every week. Please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button, hit that like button, and join us each and every time we are here. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. We will see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. And again, just thank you all for listening. Um, Again, God give us free will. If it was up to me, everybody that's on my Facebook friends list, everybody that's in my social groups, everybody that's on my TikTok friends list, everybody that's on my Instagram friends list, everybody that's on my X um, friends list, everybody that's on my LinkedIn um, friends list. If it was up to me, everybody would be on board with helping get my revised book on that bestsellers list. Everybody would be on board to donate to this film project. But again, God give us free will. And yes, it's unfortunately, it's taken so long, but it's gonna pay off. And like I say, I want to make sure before I up and leave or before I cut and run to Africa, I want to make sure that Sister Renee is gonna be well taken care of because she had my back for the past 13 years. And and like I said before in my past episodes that sister we're going to dedicate um I would say a chapter for Sister Renee in West Memphis, Arkansas. That's my way of rewarding her publicly and letting her know that I care about her and appreciate all of her time and effort that she have done working with me behind the scenes. And I wished I had more people like her working with me. And yes, she is Dast, a descendant of American slaves, just like me. Yes, some of us that are Black Americans, I identify ourselves as FBAs, Foundational Black Americans, you know, but I'm sticking with that term because, I wear that with a proud badge on my shoulder. I'm proud of my ancestors. You know what they done. They didn't ask to be slaves. I want to use that talent that I have and bring that back to the African continent. But I'm trying to help my people here first. And that's why I'm reaching out to African immigrants within the United States to, just by the book. If you're not able to come here to Chicago to meet me in person, just read my story first. That's all. Let's speed this process up. I don't want to be doing this another 33 years. I'm getting up in age, but I want to make sure that this is going to be the best African American business within the United States. So help me God. Those that have rejected my vision and plan for the past 33 years will not be part of us. And that's real. Everything that I've written in my revised book, that's what we're going to carry out to the fullest. My book is only half of my knowledge. I know way more stuff than that. I just try to keep it concise as possible, trying to reach my readers. And my book is more than just um, for me, it's more than just something that you read and you put down and you put on a shelf. I'm trying to connect with my readers. That's why I offer my business email in there. I'm trying to recruit brave and smart people. So I don't want you to just read the book. I want to connect with you if on the up and up. And again, we're gonna have protocol in place so we can weed out con artists. I don't hang with those type of people. I don't like those kind of people. We work too doggone hard, people like myself and Sister Renee, about buying citizens to sit up here and have to get scammed. So that's why I want to make sure I have that in place. And we will hold those con artists accountable for their acting. We're going to take them to federal court and sue the pants off of them if they try to rip us off. And if they don't have any money, we'll push for them to do jail time, the fullest amount that we can get under the law. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for your time. I know a lot of you all have, you have families, some of you are students, and I'm mindful. Um, but again, this is the most important thing. That's how come I talk about these topics. This is not something that you want to ignore. This is something that if you're a parent, this is something that's going to affect your child. I'm reaching out to Black families. This business is to help broken families that's in the inner cities. I don't want to see none of my members living in no urban war zone. That's not cool. I want my members to become global citizens. And I want to lead by example. I'm not going to be behind no computer. That's why I'm trying to connect with African immigrants so that way we can go to each African nation. First South Africa, then we're going to hit East Africa, get our presence over there and get our business established there. And then we're going to shoot over to West Africa. There's a reason why I'm going to West Africa last is one of the reasons is because of that slave trade. We have to have dialogue about that. I know that the current brothers and sisters that's in West Africa now, they didn't have nothing to do with that. That was our ancestors that got involved in that. But yes, it's a lot of pain. And I don't like the move that the president of Ghana made. He allowed, 300 non-black citizens to become citizens over there. So I really don't like that at all. And I know that, they're doing that trying to it's a financial reason why they done that, you know. But as far as I'm concerned, we want to be able, I'm just saying, I'm just speaking for myself. We want to be able to create jobs, through kind of Africa and work with our people, organize our people, let them know about our struggle and pain that we went through here in America. and fight like hell to reclaim our continent that was given to us by God Himself. That's why all these other groups hate us because they ain't got nothing going on. They got to come to Africa to steal the resources. And they have to bring their military and all that kind of stuff. That's why I'm so proud of, again, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger for coming together and for them to kick out those French people, the French army. If we didn't ask them to come to our continent, they're the ones started all these problems. And they got a nerve to call themselves white supremacists. And they hate us. That's the bad part about this stuff. And they bragged about that stuff in the history book. So now, hey, we're calling for reparations. Because they stole everything from us. We find our business. So that's why in this business that I'm trying to get off the ground, Black American, like-minded Black Americans and like-minded African immigrants, that's going to become GRICAM members, we have to heal first. We're not in a position to fight against white supremacy at this point. We're too dysfunctional. And yes, I'm going to continue to tell my story. 33 years of my life, I've been reaching out to Black Americans online and in real life. And I have little to no support for what I'm doing, trying to do something positive. Don't have any kids because this world don't deserve my seed. But I've been standing on business for 33 years. And anybody that want to be part of my business, they're gonna have to know my story. So this is how what makes me different than other Black Americans. I'm not running for public office. I just want you to know my story. I want you to know that in this business, we're raising the bar. We're going to separate ourselves from those that don't want anything out of life, hardened criminals, degenerates, pedophiles, urban terrorists, con artists, Black Boule, Democrat Shields. We want to separate ourselves from those persons. Coons, sellouts, naysayers. We want to separate ourselves from them. We want our children to feel safe, that they can go and play outside without being, being a hostage in their own community. But again, it's what it is. Thank you all for listening. And until next time, again, peace and blessings. Just stay safe, you all. And I'd be glad to, speak with you all, connect with you all, meet you all in person, and for us to build this business, not for me. We're doing this for our children, the next generation, so that this business can be passed down. Bottom line. Thank you for listening.